Hey guys, what's up? Green Tea here. And I don't know about you guys, but I often read manga, and when I'm reading it, I kind of go through it all in like one sitting. So I tend to always want new recommendations to something. So, anyways, here's my 5 top recommendations of manga that you should all be reading. Now, I'm gonna start with just like 5 that I know off the top of my head, but anyways, if you guys do like the content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support. At number 5, we actually have some heat with the manga Kaiju number 8, also known in English as Monster number 8. This Japanese manga series is written and illustrated by Naoya Matsumoto and has been serialized for free on Shonen Jump Plus. So if you do want to catch it somewhere for free, you can catch it on the application and the website. But anyways, it was also announced to have an anime adaptation as well coming soon, which I am really excited for. But the main premise of the manga is, in Japan, monsters known as kaiju regularly attack the populace, and the Japanese Defense Force is tasked with killing them. After their own town was destroyed by kaiju when they were children, childhood friends Kafka and Mina both vowed to become members of the Defense Force. Mina has become a famous commander of the Defense Force, while Kafka has failed the examination numerous times and is a member of the cleanup crew, Monster Sweeper Inc. And that just basically means he is tasked to clean up basically after the battles and the dead bodies that are the kaiju leave behind. But anyways, after a battle, a small talking basically monster flies into his body via his mouth, and Kafka gains the ability to turn into a monster himself, which gets dubbed Kaiju number 8 by the Defense Force. Kafka remains fully cognate while he is informed, but he also gains superhuman strength and becomes the first ever monster to escape the Defense Force. With newfound resolve, Kafka decides to fight by Mina's side and finally joins the Defense Force while also keeping his new abilities secret. And I kind of just really like big monster fights, and I also enjoy the game Earth Defense Force, and this kind of reminds me of the game a lot. So if you're into big guns and big monsters, you should definitely check out this manga. Just no reason not to, but I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really do enjoy reading it. Taking our number 4 spot is actually a Korean manga called Please Have a Meal. The manga follows a chef who has lost his ability to taste, which basically causes his life to spiral since he no longer is able to enjoy the food he cooks. He also loses his job, and he also kind of loses his motivation to make food. But anyways, he finds a VR game that he's able to create the 5 senses. This VR game, it can create the sense of taste back for him. So he uses this fantasy MMO game and turns into him finding good ingredients and cooking for himself and people. I feel this is something really different from many of the isekais out there. So if you want a really unique premise and a good story, I would recommend this manga to you. And I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I do think some people may lose interest, but if you're into Food Wars, I feel you'll be into this for sure. Also, I just kind of realized it's not really an isekai because he doesn't die, but he's in the VR world, so yeah. And at number 3, we have an actual isekai called Reborn as a Barrier Master. And the story follows Kubota Tomatsu as he is reincarnated after living 34 years as a 6-year-old slave with the level 1 barrier skill. To surpass his limitations and become a powerful barrier master, Kubota begins a hellish training full of obstacles and struggles. I know the plot is kind of basic, which is honestly most isekais, but they either have the same plot or a basic one like this. But I generally do enjoy this manga because it has really good world building, and honestly I feel manga writers deserve more respect because sometimes they have really good theories on politics and such that really shows in their manga, and I feel I never really think about that when I'm writing one. But then again, you do kind of know what to expect with isekais. Usually the person has a really strong powerful skill or trait, and they basically are really overpowered since day one. But I'm the kind of person who loves watching people get stronger, and I feel this does a really good job with spacing out power increases. Not a great job, but decent enough for me to see the progress. And if you like isekais, you should definitely check this one out. I'll give another 7.5 out of 10. At number 2, we have I Am a Hero. I Am a Hero is a Japanese zombie manga series written and illustrated by Kengo Hanizawa. It was serialized in the manga magazine Big Comic Spirits from April 2009 to February 2017, with its chapters compiled into 22 volumes. The plot begins with Hideo Suzuki, a 35-year-old manga artist assistant whose life seems to be stuck around his exhausting but low-paying job, unfulfilled dreams, and strange hallucinations, and also unsatisfying relationships. He sees himself as a supporting character in his own life and has a low self-esteem resulting from basically frustration. One day, the world as Hideo knows it is shattered by the presence of a disease known as CQN that turns people into homicidal maniacs who resemble and behave like zombies, and whose first instinct is to attack and devour the nearest human. Armed with only his sporting shotgun, he runs for his life, meeting strangers along the way. For a while, he and his companions struggle to stay alive while questioning their moral choices. In the end, only 3 of them remain and drive all the way to the top of Mount Fuji to be saved. This manga is so good, it has 3 spin-off mangas and a live-action movie under its belt. If you want something kinda similar to the Will Smith movie I Am Legend, yet it has like a Japanese twist to it, then this manga is definitely the one for you. It deals with cults, guns, and of course the infected. So if you want something darker to read with a really good anime style, I would recommend this anime for sure. And I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I really did love reading this one. And finally at number 1, we have Remonster. After his unfortunate death, Tomoki Kanata has been reincarnated as a member of the weakest race, a goblin named Ro. However, Ro has retained his previous life's memories, as well as the ability that allows him to gain strength and abilities from eating. He also possesses a unique evolutionary tree, which kind of allows him to evolve and become like a unique variant of goblin. This has honestly been like one of the really better isekais that have come out so far. So like if you really do like isekais, I feel like this is up there with Slime and any other good isekai you can think of. And I'm honestly surprised it hasn't have gotten like an anime adaptation yet. But if you do like mangas to show you other perspectives, this does show you a perspective of like a goblin, like like a monster instead of a human. So if you do want to see that, I feel like this is like a breath of fresh air when it comes to like isekais. So if you're a lover of that genre, you'll most likely love this, and I'll give this manga a 9.5 out of 10. And that was my top 5 manga recommendations. I will do a lot more videos and recommend even more manga that I'm reading, but just let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed the recommendations or if you guys are going to end up reading them. And again, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Green tea out.